Okay, we're getting ready. Hey, Talon and Claw, thanks for following. We're going to see you guys here in just a little bit. Getting ready. All right, hey guys, we're back. We're here, we're ready to go. We're trying to figure out what's going on, but apparently some stuff is going on with our chat boxes. So as we spot those, we're gonna shut those down a little bit here and there. Not sure what's going on with that. When we figure it out, we'll get to it. So, hey, glad all of you could make it. Thanks for coming in. This is the Games Tavern Happy Hour, where we talk about, well, all things nerdy and tabletop related. So the news, reviews, and interviews, hopefully with people in the tabletop space that you're interested in. Big thank you to some of our sponsors today. We've got Overhead Games, which makes the Epic Character Generator. It's a fantastic product. Check it out when you want to make avatars for your characters for all of your games, both in fantasy and in modern. Also, check out Talon and Claw. They've got a great sale going on right now for the holidays. You can check them out on Etsy, and we're going to be linking them here in a little bit. And then also check out Incarnate for all of your map-making needs. Incarnate is the program of choice, making a web-based map-making tool that is useful for everyone. And, of course, D&D Beyond for their support, providing us a few awesome giveaways for our entire month of charitable giving. And then also just being awesome people who make one of the best online book sources for playing games, and especially supporting remote play at today's times. So big thank you to them as well. All right, if this is your first time watching the Games Tavern Happy Hour, definitely welcome. Whoa, what did we do there? Oh, there we go. Definitely welcome. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow the Games Tavern here on Twitch. It's free and it supports all of the cast and crew. Definitely something we appreciate. If you have Amazon Prime, you also get a free Prime gaming subscription, which you can use to support the cast, crew, and the show in general. And Prime gaming subscribers get access to more emotes and access to a special subscriber-only Discord channel. Remember, you can also watch us live on Twitch, and all shows are typically loaded up to YouTube 48 hours later so you can catch up on all the interviews and reviews you may have missed. All right, so this is the final week of our charity streams. The Games Tavern team is partnered with Operation Supply Drop. Hold on one second. Let me make sure you guys get the chance to see that. With Operation Supply Drop, which is a wonderful charity that's helped over 1.5 million veterans since 2010. We know that giving to Operation Supply Drop and OSD goes direct to the veterans in a faraway and often dangerous place, as well as here at home. OSD supports the troops in making fun where there is none. So with your donation, they'll be able to continue that mission and give some comfort to those who protect all of us. We're currently at, it looks like $530 in donations. If you even can donate $5, it makes a difference. When we get to $600, that's our goal for tonight. If we can get the viewers on and the donations are flowing, we're going to give away an amazing Talon and Claw DM Siege screen. We've got 2 more left, and we give those away when we hit certain charitable unlocks. So try to help us unlock that Talon and Claw Siege DM screen to give away live on our next live stream. Let's see here. Let me also link the charity so you guys know where to donate directly. All right, so check out that charity. That's Operation Supply Drop. That goes directly to them. We don't touch anything with it. It's a fantastic way to give responsibly as well. So from there, we're also going to link our sponsors. Go give them a look, especially Talon and Claw for giving us that amazing Siege DM screen for tonight, hopefully. They have some sales going on. So some great support for all of us thanks to those prize supports. All right, so let's see here. A big thanks to tabletopaudio.com for providing the music and ambiance tonight. They just released yet another track of over 230 music and ambiance tracks. So, and then often with alternate versions available for their supporters. If you need something custom for your stuff, like what often we do, check out their sound pad to create your own custom sound pad for your games. We think so highly of tabletopaudio.com. We're supporters of them, and we think you should be too. So check them out when you get a chance. Okay, so how is everybody today? Everybody having a good time? Everybody's, kind of squared away? Everybody excited about the day? Got a lot of really cool stuff coming in from the news tonight. Amber Anna, good to see you. NetGirl2B, good to see you too. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to switch right over into the news. So let's check this out. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the news tonight. I'm not sure still what's going on with our chat box tonight, but apparently the chat box is on the fritz, so I'll just hide that bad boy today. So thanks again for checking us out today. I definitely want to get started. First of all, a big thank you to our sponsors. Whoops. What's that? That wasn't supposed to be there yet. Boom. Alrighty. So a big thank you to our sponsors. Again, Overhead Games, Talon and Claw, D&D Beyond, and Incarnate for all their support today. They're the ones who are helping make sure that we can support shows like this and get the news out to you. So please give them a look, give them a check. All right, so let's take a look at what we got first. Okay, so the D&D Holiday Gift Guide has been released. Hey, Matt3333. If I think I may have done one too many threes. And Chav186, good to see you guys tonight. So the D&D Holiday Gift Guide has been released. Now, this thing is ridiculous. It is full of everything that you could possibly want and then some for your own personal D&D needs and wants. Everything from, just everything. Basically a treasure hoard of D&D stuff for both the newest heroes in training as well as the experienced dungeon delver. You're going to have everything you could possibly want. Arcane collectors, home chefs, bookwormlings, or dare I say it, stuff for yourself. This veritable gift guide has got you covered. It's got card games, Dungeon Mayhem board games, and other things like that too. You've got cool books, toys, a neat tumbler cup, Mad Libs, Who thought of Mad Lib? Phone cases, keychains, hats, heat exchange. Oh heck, we're gonna do this. We're gonna show this bad boy. Let's just do it right here. Boom, and we're gonna do this. And all right, excellent. And we'll just do this real quick like this. All right, great. So now you guys can see it for yourself as we go through it. So check this out. This thing has everything you could possibly imagine, including a wish list you can make for yourself, as well as things to get for yourself. Notice how I said both for yourself. But you can also get things for other people and get them copies of this wish list as well if you think that'll work for them. There's all sorts of stuff there. It's really themey in terms of the way they go over it. They talk about the various different things there. So you can see the World Builder's Journal, Dungeon Mayhem, the Great Dalmoody. The Great Dalmoody, I know for a fact, based on previous conversations and news reporting, has just gotten a great deal of new art for it. And it's pretty exciting to see some of the new cool stuff that they're doing with that. So give it a check out as well. Custom D&D gifts in the form of dice and soaps. All right, yeah, you could do that too. All right, you've got all sorts of little kitschy items like these little foam squishy toys with the dragon and the beholder. You've got die-cast metal bits. You've got this cool tumbler cup, the D&D Mad Libs. I really think that's going to be cool, the Mad Libs, for some great entertainment. Of course, phone cases, hats, keychains, key rings, what else? An adventure fund savings bank and a color-changing mug. Who wouldn't want a beholder that changes color on a mug, right? I mean, it's pretty darn cool. In addition to that, pillows. Who doesn't need Dungeons & Dragons pillows? We all need some more D&D in our lives, and D&D pillows are the great way to do that. I know I want several of those for my room. And then the blanket itself. A warm blanket. Who couldn't do that? So what else we got here? We got the Book of Holding. I thought that was pretty cool. Some Funko stuff. I think there's a few of those. A calendar. Of course, we're going to talk about books. Tasha's, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. The newest releases, of course, they're going to mention. There's some other things, too. The new Dungeon Master's screen for the wilderness areas up north. It's fantastic. I highly recommend checking that one out. There's the new boxed miniatures set. You can collect them all. There's the Charlton Dragon. This thing is a beast. Sapphire Dragon, some dice. You've got the Heavy Metal dice set, the Rime of the Frost Maiden dice set. Books, and more books. Who doesn't need more books, right? Yep, the keychain and the mug did look nice. Chav Hunter 86. There's some box sets for like the Essentials kit. Highly recommend that too. Family games. Now this was actually the surprise for me. As I looked at the family games, I didn't realize some of these were more board game-esque. But they've really got some great board games in this set. If you take a look at it, you've got hold on a sec. You've got the Dungeon board game. You've got the Adventure Begins board game, which really are great in terms of the way they work together. And of course, back to Dungeon Mayhem. I knew they released this expansion pack called Dungeon Mayhem Battle for Baldur's Gate, where they added 2 more characters to the Dungeon Mayhem set, and it's a really great game. I highly recommend it. But then they also have now added Dungeon Mayhem Monster Madness, where you can play any of 6 epic monsters yourself. And, you know, there's no rule that says you can't mix and match the various different decks of the various heroes and monsters together to make probably a very fun and entertaining game, to say the least. So, something to check out. They've got some stuff now for young heroes, I guess the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs of D&D, because, you know, young adventurers need to learn how to count and read too, and D&D is a great way to do that. They've also got some just great stuff that's based around some younger readers. Definitely check that out. But most importantly, the next thing that they have, Endless Quest books. Now, I don't know how many of you guys grew up in around this stuff, but in middle school, I was all about this stuff. I used to read these choose your own adventure type things for a long, long time. And it's Endless Quest. And Endless Quest was some of the most fun reading I ever had. And I could always go back and try to figure out decision making and so on. And it was a great way to kind of immerse yourself into a story that is around the Dungeons & Dragons theme. So you get a lot of those themes back in the reading. And it's good to see them create new stories using the same kind of format. They've brought in a couple other real special items. Heroes Feast is a great cookbook. We've talked a little bit about it on the show before. But Art and Arcana, also made by the same people, is a fantastic coffee table graphic book of all the art and arcana of Dungeons and Dragons. In addition to that, they've got the bag clips. They've got action figures, the Dritz statue, and more Funko Pop statuettes as well. Core rulebook gift set, for the newest D&D player or the player that wants something a little more, nice, or the Dungeon Master in your life. The Curse of Strahd Revamped is still available, and you should definitely check it out when you get a chance. It's a huge, huge value. And, of course, the My Little Pony D&D crossover. Because, D&D and My Little Pony are two great things that go great together. I tried to say it with a straight face. It's hard. All right, let's see here. We've got... okay. Some more board games mentioned besides The Adventure Begins and the other stuff. Three Dragon Ante. We're probably going to be doing a live play of that here soon, so you guys will get to check that out. But also Clue, Dungeons & Dragons version of Clue, and some other great games as well. But now here's the part I was really most excited about is... Here's the real next cool thing is the D&D tees and hoodies. I love chat. They're huge. They're awesome. They saw the life leave my eyes about something I said earlier. I know that these tees are on my personal wish list. I really would love to wear these during my games. I think they're really cool, especially the mimic that says donations welcome. Check it out. Death saves. Pretty cool. This is the clothing line that's owned by, what's his name? He's a famous actor. He was on, why would I not know that? I do know his name. Why can I not say it? Let's find that out, shall we? Because we've got time. We can kill some time, right? Let's check that out. Who is this? Hold on here. Not that. He's a big-time actor. Joe Manganiello. This is Joe Manganiello's line of clothing. Joe is awesome. And he really likes the metal style of D&D, and he brings that death saves back to it. Also, some cool playmats. We use playmats also sometimes on our tables. It's actually what we have sitting down here. You can't really see them, and nor am I going to pull them up because they actually add a little bit of soundproofing to our tables and desks. Of course, who wouldn't want a D20 umbrella? When you're caught in the rain and you pull one of these out, you better hope you're rolling a 20 so that you can keep the water off you. That's right. I said that with a straight face, too. Again, with the beanie, a D&D backpack, a rug, a blanket throw. I mean, you got options there. A coin purse, a D&D coin purse. Like, I'm just saying, when you're trying to drop your true nerd creds at the bar when you're making change for your drinks, breaking out the D&D coin purse is the way to do it. So, and we've got some more cool teas. Some tote bags and some coffee mugs. Beware the Smiling Dungeon Master is a mug I definitely want, but that's for my own personal selfish reasons. But a lot of really cool stuff there. Let's see here. Besides watching the ladies gush over Joe Manganiello on the chat, let's see here. We've got an Alchemy Dragon ampersand pendant because pendants are really cool and when you walk around. We've got a USB desk light. I think that would be cool. I would love to have one of those. An 80stees.com t-shirts. So you can have Dungeons & Dragons t-shirts with the 80s style and function to them. And of course, who wouldn't want Wild Bangarang clothing, dresses based on the Dungeons & Dragons universe? You too can have everything from, leggings, skirts, skater dresses, basketball shorts, and a D&D inspired clothing line from Wild Bangarang. And my personal favorite would be to see someone wearing the Beholder dress or possibly the Illithid dress. Maybe the Yellow Dragon dress. If you're the right person, that could be a good fit. I don't know. Again, we've got pillows and blankets and throws. Oh my! And of course, my GameStop holiday collection that I'm really interested in is this cup with it's based like a skull. Really dig it. The other chalice that has what looks to be the remnants of, well, a lithid around it. It's got some opportunity there. You have both the swords of Dritz Jordan there. Pretty cool as well. And of course some sweats and t-shirts there. So something else to check out. If you like pens and art for your area, there's a lot of great stuff there for wall decor and our Penfinity D&D collection pens and so on. And that rounds out that collection. So checking that out. Now let's switch back to our regular scheduled news stuff here. Alrighty. Hopefully that gave you guys a real good look at the kind of stuff that's there to be excited about. So, where were we? Ah, yes, right here. So, that was the D&D Holiday Gift Guide. I believe I dropped the link into chat. Yes, I did. So give that a shot when you get a chance. Definitely check it out. I think you won't be sorry about the cool D&D stuff, should you wish to get into D&D stuff. All right, now moving on to our next topic. The D&D Beyond is having a sale, and they've got also their own gift guide, which I have just linked in the chat room. So the holidays of Winter Shield and Dead Winter will soon be upon your adventurers, should you be in the Forgotten Realms or other places of excitement. All the books and source books are on D&D Beyond, and you can get the discount code of DDB15 to get 15% off all your books or your adventure books or source books at checkout. So give it a shot when you get a chance. Gifting is also now available on D&D Beyond, so it's a great way to get a hold of your friends and talk to them about the opportunities to, well, get some cool stuff for their own digital play. If you're a dungeon master, this is a great way to stock up on stuff. If you're a player, it's a great way to get a hold of some of the much needed source books so you can understand what you're doing. And then also the discounts are fantastic and the information there is very usable. Everything's linked. Everything is cross-referenced. The search tool has gotten way, way better than it used to be. And it's fantastic now. I use this all the time on stream when I run my games, so you can see us doing that. And I use it in my private games as well. So check it out. Alrighty, where else we going here? Chaosium. Now this one is interesting because Chaosium makes all sorts of different games like Call of Cthulhu, which you've seen on our network before as well, from some of our short shots. And it's a great way to try some different games in the RPG space. Chaosium, instead of doing a big gift guide and Friday free-for-all or Cyber Monday sale, has what they're calling their stay in and game warehouse clearance sales. So they've got over 93 titles with discounts. And the game systems include Call of Cthulhu, of course, Rune Quest, Hero Quest. What else we got over here in their listings here? 7th Sea, 13 Age Glorantha, and a few more. When you get a chance, check it out. You're not going to be sorry. There's also some links to some free stuff there too. So if you need the basic rules or if you need some of the different character sheets available for the different stuff, they're there. So check them out. We also mentioned some of that on our Discord earlier today. So definitely check that out. If you're not on our Discord, by the way, it's a great way to find out some information before it gets out here occasionally and get some other things as well. So just check out the Games Tavern Happy Hour channel on the Games Tavern Discord. Let's see here. The next one, which is really cool to see, is Reaper. And if you don't know much about Reaper, every Christmas now, Reaper has started to do the 12 Days of Reaper. And it's a great way to get a hold of some themed Christmas minis for your fantasy games. So with some of the greatest artists you'll ever see. You know what? I think I may do something a little crazy here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to set it up so you guys can see this really, really well. Copy. Let me do this here. Give me 2 seconds. Just got to make sure I pull it up right on the screen. Okay, the 12 Days of Reaper. Let's transition that over so you guys can get a good look at this. This is a fantastic set of miniatures to take a look at. You've got, gnomes, dragons, cat dragon in a box. You're kind of spoiled for choice there. Really, just some good stuff all around. Hold on 1 second here. Let me do a little something so that you guys can see it even better. And perfect. Alrighty. Let's do that. There you go. Now you can see a little better. The detail on these minis is fantastic. The color choices are, of course, pretty easy to determine based on Christmas, but you've got some other options as well, and each one is lavishly detailed with holiday goodness all over them. Check them out when you get a chance. The Ghost of Christmas Present, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, the Ghost of Christmas Past. I would love to use those in a variety of regular games as well. And Father Christmas makes a great wizard, druid, or Christmas statue around the house. So you can have it as a centerpiece. In addition to that, Reaper is also sharing their Christmas ornament this year. They have a 2020 Reaper holiday ornament for Reaper miniatures. Again, you see what looks to be like little animals, bugbears, possibly baby bugbears. Try saying that 3 times fast. Putting together a snowman. So give it a shot when you get a chance. Again, check out these miniatures. They are amazing when you get a chance. I don't think you'll be sorry about that one. So, all right. Moving on along. Let's see here. All right. Outside of 12. This one is a good one. So, Games Workshop and Marvel Comics have teamed up to create the Marneus Calgar comic book based around the Space Marines. That's right, a comic book based around Marneus Calgar. Now, the Ultramarines are kind of get a bad rap for being one of the most vanilla, basic Space Marine chapters of all of Games Workshop, but I think it's an unfair rap. However, they're trying very hard to make this an exciting story, and I think they're going to do a pretty good job on it. Marneus Calgar was the chapter master of the Ultramarines chapter for quite a long time. And then only just recently in the storyline, a bunch of things have changed all over the galaxy. So the story takes place both in the past and in the present timelines. So the past covers how Marneus became a Space Marine in the first place, how he rose to leadership and became the chapter master of the Ultramarines, and a variety of other things involving, his life. However, in the present timeline, the Primarch Rabute Guilliman is awake, and as a Primaris Space Marine, what does the present look like? And with, the best description that was given by one of the writers is with Guilliman, it basically imagines if Captain America woke up in the Man in the High Castle story. So you have Captain America trying to fight off a entire world gone crazy and wrong. And that's the thing about heroism in the 40K universe. Even heroic figures are trapped in a system that is infinitely larger than they are. And the good they can inflict, and I say that inflict good, and if you know anything about the Warhammer 40K universe, you know why that's such a big deal. The good that they can inflict can only exert so much influence regionally. So check that out. Big thank you to Devil Dog Baker for following. Appreciate that, Devil Dog Baker. Let's see here. This is another good one that's very interesting. Bob Ross comes to Magic the Gathering. Now, we talked about this last week with Bob Ross being in Magic the Gathering because, well, his art has been selected for that. But unsubstantiated, we've gotten word that if you use the code Delightful Meadow on Magic the Gathering Arena, you'll be gifted with one of the Bob Ross lands, the Meadow. So from last week, Bob Ross, the painter who calmed America with his happy little trees, was selected for, well, 2 of each land, showing some of his paintwork, and Wizards of the Coast partnered with the Ross Estate to get that done. So you'll have, plains, swamps, forests, islands, and mountains, and it's called A Happy Little Gathering. Now, if you're also interested in picking up those for your regular card decks, A Happy Little Gathering is available for pre-order for a limited time through Magic's Secret Lair website, starting, it's already started, but ends December 14th. So check it out when you get a chance. I'm going to link the article mentioning it right here so you guys can see that. Boom. And there you go. What else we got? Looks like we got a few more things here. Nope, that's really it for the news today. So the news is pretty light because almost nobody's really releasing anything new right now. It seems to be that the focus for most of the holiday season right now is all about what's new or what's getting the gifts for everybody else from what's already there. So releasing something new in December in the games world is a pretty difficult thing to do very well, because it's not going to get the rush of sales for being new that everything gets for just being a great gift for Christmas. So you'll find especially miniatures companies and institutional game companies that have been around for a while have learned those lessons, and they're focused now on just getting out as much information about their gifts and trying to convince people to, get gifts for their friends and family, which is also a huge challenge in our current world. So as you're sitting around and you're thinking about your friends and family, just take a moment to think about them and what you can do for them in a way that helps ease some of that distance that we're all having to feel right now. And no matter what's going on, know that you're all cared for and you're all loved and you're all wanted everywhere that you are. All right, so I hope your holidays are already kicking off well. And if not, well, we'll talk about a Merry Christmas and other happy holidays here soon. All right, let's see here. What else we got going on? That's right, we've got an interview with Bran from Spirit of the Wild's Candles tonight. Very excited to get that interview done. And he was really awesome. We talked to him a little bit earlier, and he was great. He gave us a lot of insight on, what got him started and some other things with that. And then I think today we're also going to spend a little bit of time using an Incarnate map tool to build Incarnate. So some maps for some other games that we may be running here for our fantasy campaigns. So when you get a chance, hang out. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Bran from Spirit of the Wild's Candles. Hey, it's Reed with the Games Tavern. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for supporting our November charities this month. We're partnered with Operation Supply Drop, and we're excited to support their effort to make sure that there is fun where there is none. Operation Supply Drop has helped over 1.5 million soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines in far-off places receive games to help them pass the time. And we're really behind that 100%. Our monthly charity this month is entirely about that. You'll see some of the different things that we'll be doing, and we'll be doing quite a few giveaways as well. Some dice trays, some digital codes from some various sponsors, and, a great deal more. All on our regular shows, all the regular times. Please support that effort. It will make a huge difference in meeting our charitable goals and helping those soldiers get some much needed games to help relieve some stress in faraway, dangerous places.
Have you ever needed quality images of characters for your games or stories? but couldn't find the time or assets to create them? Epic Character Generator comes to your rescue with lots of features. After launching the program, you can select a base character to start working on. Just pick a wardrobe and begin customizing it. At any time, you can jump to the settings to turn other packs on and use their content on your character too. There are certain items which not always fit together nicely. You can use the toggle feature to decide whether these items should be on top or on the bottom. You can use the coloring tool to give your items a unique look. A few items can deform the base body in a minor way, and others can make huge changes. How about moving around some decorations in the background? Or even the whole character to find the perfect composition? You can save your character as a data file and load it back later to continue editing it. You can export your character as a PNG image with a background selected from the program, or choose a transparent one. You can use it later in any environment. So, have you crafted your first character already? Epic Character Generator, now available on Android.
All right, we're back. Hey, excited to have you guys back here. Hey, we're going to be shifting over to the interview with Bran from Spirit of the Wilds, so give him a look when you get a shot here. And also check out Spirit of the Wilds candles when you get a chance here. We're going to be linking them in the chat during the interview, so give it a shot. Here we go. Hey, welcome. Today I have Bran from Spirit of the Wilds Candles. We're going to be talking a little bit about him, his tabletop journey, and then, of course, more about Spirit of the Wilds Candles. I came across Spirit of the Wilds Candles on Amazon, believe it or not, with favorites like Loki Log, Daughter of the Sea, which are some amazing candles, but of course my personal favorite, the D20 candle, and so many more that are tabletop inspired. I had to talk to this guy and find out more about him and his company. So, Bran, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay,
Thrilled to be here.
dude, tell me about it. So where in the world are you coming to us from today?
I am coming from Texas,
Texas.
uh,
Okay,
deep in the heart.
okay. Not that long ago, I think I talked to Glenn from Operation Supply Drop, and he's out of Texas as well. So, what part of Texas are you at?
San Antonio?
I know San Antonio quite
do you?
well. Oh yes, I do. Oh yes, I do. I love San Antonio. Not just the Riverwalk, but the fact that there's a brisket and barbecue place every mile on every road.
I think
Everywhere
you're
there.
being generous. I think it's every block.
Yeah, and then some of the best Tex-Mex food I've ever had in my life has been out of San Antonio. And I was there with both the military and on personal business as well.
We are a big military city here.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, but it was a great time. I would go back gladly at any point. Did you grow up there in Texas?
I've grown up throughout Texas. As far as San Antonio, I've bounced back and forth into this city probably 7 times.
Okay.
Like I've moved out, a different area, and then events will occur, and I end up back in San Antonio. I'll go, no, this is my direction. I'll go this way, and back into San Antonio eventually. It's just apparently I belong here, and whether I like it or not.
Well, I can tell you the weather's really nice by comparison to further up north. That's the best part about it. Plus
Everyone
the
says
landscape.
that. Everyone says that, except during that summer.
Yeah,
that 110 is not a.
Yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke, especially along the Riverwalk where it's also humid. So
Yeah.
So tell me about you growing up. Were you what was it like for you growing up in Texas then, or wherever else you bounced around to?
I really cannot complain. It was a pretty great childhood.
You're not like a
All
typical
around.
Dungeons and Dragons character or a Pathfinder character. I grew up an orphan.
No, I'm
so-
I'm that odd character that goes, no, everything was great, but I thought I'd still adventure.
Yeah, why not?
No, it was absolutely early on, very peaceful life. Couldn't have asked for any different.
Okay, okay.
It got really weird later, but we'll discuss that in time.
Well, I mean, we all have our moments away from the tribe, right? What about, when were you becoming like a tabletop gamer or a gamer in general? When did that occur for you? Was that early on? Was that later?
Like one point, I think when I was like maybe 12 or 13, someone tried to start a D&D game, and we got like maybe an hour in and just like stopped. And that was it for so long.
Okay.
Once I was in high school, I started doing Vampire the Masquerade. We'd go to the 24-hour coffee shop, and just guzzling 20 cups of coffee and playing Vampire till basically till the sun rose.
Or yeah, because you can do that in a 24-hour coffee place easily. Yeah.
As far
Was
as
that your first major TTRPG? With
Yes.
Vampire? And you really,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
really the one you got into? Okay.
that was the first real experience of just delving deep into the game, and that one carried for a couple years.
Yeah. What was the draw for you for that particular game?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was such a fascinating concept of having these powerful creatures, yet still pulled away and hidden in the shadows. And despite how overwhelmingly strong they could be, there was still this vulnerability that's hidden away. I thought that was just a really cool concept.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unlike everyone else, there's a period of time they cannot be out, with the sun, stuff like that. And plus the vampire system, which I don't know if you've touched 5e or have you looked at the latest iteration?
I've browsed the books. I haven't got to play yet, but I'm chomping at the bit.
Okay. Well, we'll talk offline about some of that.
Yes,
maybe.
definitely.
Definitely some interesting stuff with it, and the role play is superb still with that system. Definitely check it out when you get a chance.
The one thing I do have to say I'm salty about for the new one,
Yeah.
the Nosferatu are so pretty now. As far as the art of the book, as far as the art, I mean, yes,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah,
when we're
yeah.
at the table, it's definitely going to be, different, but
Yeah, they're definitely the monsters that you think they look like still in some respects. But yeah, they definitely are a less, because I think if you look at some of the stuff that's coming actually very shortly, they mentioned in some release notes,
I
there's
heard
some
we're
really creepy stuff coming.
bringing the Ravenos back, and that was my class, and I
Oh,
was
really?
I was salty when they took that away.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's outstanding. Outstanding. Yeah, I think you're definitely going to check that out. So, for you back in those days, was that the White Wolf?
Yes, that
Vampire?
was what.
Okay, White Wolf. Okay, so was it the role play, the intrigue? What was it that was huge, or the social aspect for you?
I think definitely the role play. I mean, I never had too much of an issue being social. I was always, able to wander into a party and find, someone to pal around with.
Mm-hmm.
But the concept of, just, sitting down and just being someone different.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely draws.
Were you guys more of like a cool, serious campaign, or did you guys goof around and have fun too as part of that? Because some people play it very seriously, and some people are okay with just kind of cutting loose a little bit. It's, how was your style of play then?
I'm gonna lean towards the serious.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, there were still, cracking, lines back and forth amongst, the characters, but generally this situation was, given the seriousness that it required.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome, man. That's awesome that you can have that joking still in your game. So after the high school Vampire the Masquerade and way too much caffeination, probably, did what shifted for you, or is anything? Did you come back to it after going away for a while, or how was that journey for you?
It was a comeback too, because we started regularly playing D&D probably 10 years ago. So there was a big gap where I was not, able to play any tabletop. But I finally convinced enough friends to sit around the table, and we picked up a D&D 4th edition. Was
Mm-hmm.
actually the one I started DMing with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we built from there, and of course, we've been playing pretty regularly over the years, and then to 5th edition, and carrying it on.
Has that transition to 5th been really awesome for you guys?
I think 5th is so much smoother to run than 4th edition.
Yeah, there's some elegance to the math, that's for sure, that backs it. Yeah.
4th edition, I think, is like the tactician's dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is one where you need the full map, you need the figurines, you need a setting, you need the placement.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 5th does not rely on that nearly as much.
Yeah, that
makes it a
nice.
lot easier to, especially for starting up.
Right, right. What do you guys do? A homebrew world or your own personal world, or
Homebrew worlds.
Okay.
I mean, we've run a couple campaigns. We did, Curse of Strahd, not
yeah.
all that long ago.
That's a staple.
That was a blast.
Staple. Yeah. So you've been playing games for quite some time then.
It's been it's definitely been a while.
Do you play any other type of tabletop games, like board games or anything like that, or you play like card games or anything?
Not a lot of board games or card games. Every new tabletop RPG, I instantly want to play. The moment I grab that book in my hands, I'm like, okay, here's the campaign. Everyone, stop what we're doing. This is what we're going to play now.
Okay.
So I've got to experiment with quite a few different ones, but almost everyone wants to draw right back to the D&D.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. How has it been for you guys as you continue to your tabletop journey? Has anything changed for you guys in terms of what drew you into the game this time, or that first time versus where you're at now? Has anything changed at all, or is it still the same game you guys always played?
We've played several different ones over. It's definitely been, at least from my perspective, because I'm one of those where I'm always the DM, 90 some percent of the time, in DMing. So it's definitely been more of a view of me trying to get better at world building, getting okay, well, I see the players, they kind of like this situation, they kind of like this. If I can open up and bring this to the table, if I can bring this into the game, and just gauging the reactions from the players. So it's a lot of it's become not just so much I want to tell a story. It's I want to tell a story, but do it better. So it's definitely become more of a building and challenging myself to be better at at DMing.
How have you found ways to do that? I mean, like, what's inspiring you or helping you in that storytelling or story building methodology for yourself?
I don't have a great answer for that. I mean, definitely definitely making those NPCs that they will cling to,
Mhm.
or they will despise, or finding that right thing where they're not just two-dimensional,
Mhm.
and adding in the depth to it and making them go, I hate that person, but there's that sympathetic bit to him, and I want to stab him, but I can't, and it's making them
real.
yes, making your players really grasp what their actions will incur.
Outstanding. I think that the more you can bring a story alive, the better, obviously. And actually, one of the things that we talked about before we came on was you actually are a dungeon master on a stream, if I recall correctly.
That is correct.
What's that stream is on Twitch? Can you tell us what the name of the stream is?
Of course, on Twitch TV, a Terrible Party.
Mm-hmm.
I am one among many dungeon masters and game runners on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
We are running Emerald Endings. It's a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game.
Okay.
And it is just a fantastic crew.
Shifting from D&D to Pathfinder, how has that been for you?
It's been interesting. The biggest part is readjusting your concept of what a numeric value should be. Because like in Pathfinder, I rolled a 32. Oh no, that didn't hit. And like,
how did that happen? In
D&D,
D&D, how to smoke the guy? Yeah.
So it's a very fun engine, how it runs. The biggest issue is really just getting a grasp with numbers. Mm-hmm. That a game that is so in many ways similar as far as the world to D&D, but mechanically pretty different.
Definitely challenging. Okay. So that's a Pathfinder campaign on Twitch, Terrible Party. That's what day? Wednesdays, I think?
Wednesday evenings, 8 o'clock Central.
8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time for those of you tracking. Definitely we're going to be checking you out on that and seeing what you're doing. And if you haven't, we're also going to link that down in chat for you guys too, so you guys can see the show and follow.
Thank you. Can I take a moment to gush?
Sure.
Your direction.
Oh, really?
I do.
Okay.
Whiskey Magic Destruction.
Whiskey Magic Destruction. Yeah.
That has been absolutely delightful. First off, that title is fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. It's kind of a play on WMD, Weapons of Mass Destruction, which if you've met some of the party, you might not think that that's too far off.
I have been following the party, and I got to say, they're fantastic.
Oh,
you have
really?
An incredible crew. Oh, yes.
Oh, man. That warms my heart to hear, and I'll have to share that with them.
They're so thoughtful in every action, I've noticed, because I've watched plenty of different channels, but all of them are. I can hear your players just calculating in their heads. If I do this, what is the DM going to do to me?
No.
There is that. You also have a wonderful style of your DMing. I'm hoping they'll take it the right way. It's scholarly. the way that you do.
Wow. So much for all those voices. Apparently, it's my academia and citations that matter.
It's the academic presence that it is. It's very scholarly. Like the way you roll out a story, it's almost like you're unrolling the scroll and telling it.
I'm gonna have to have you on more often, but I'll be honest. I'm the dumbest guy at the table. The players that are there.
Then you hide it incredibly well.
Yeah. The players who are there are some of the smartest people you'll ever meet.
I have no doubt. Just listening to them play, they're so accurate, so sharp in everything they're doing.
Yeah, Zatara's pretty sharp-witted as well. Adgern Firebeard is definitely the guy who can set fire to just about anything, and he's got quite a wit to him too. You look at Rafe, and he's like this quiet character who's starting to come out on purpose. Like he's kind of a slow burn in terms of the way Rob is playing it, and then,
that's the wonderful way to do it. That is that planned character arc.
Yeah.
That we saw when we were creating this character. Rob is, okay, I think I know where the end's going to go. let's do that slow progression too. And you love to see it.
Yeah, and if you look at Anna, who plays Turja, and the way she's playing this rogue, it's not bad. Like a fish out of water kind of thing for her.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, she never played D&D until she played with us.
Is that right?
Yeah, she played with us just I was doing a play test for Wizards on a particular module, and a whole bunch of people from different work related stuff. We invited everybody to come around and play, and she had never played before, and she said, "Could I learn?" And I said, "Absolutely, come on in. We'll take care of you." And sure enough, she played. She had a great time, and I said, "Hey, I'm kind of putting this stream together. Would you guys like to join us?" And she goes, "Yeah." And so she's. We went through a couple different iterations of what she was going to play and figured it out, and then she dropped in with this character, and she's built on it ever since, and done a pretty good job. And
she's very natural.
Yeah,
I would have assumed this is
if
old pro kind of.
No, not at all. She's great though. And then Brahm, the guy Joe who plays Brahm, he is one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet, and he's really one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet too. And actually he's quite the DM as well. So when every one of them give me feedback, I do my best, but I can't take all that feedback at once and move because they're so full of good feedback. It's rough.
No, they have wonderful chemistry amongst the party.
Well, I'll make sure that I pass that along. That's very kind of you to say.
Please do. It's been an absolute delight listening to you.
Wow.
I'm there in the workshop, and it has been on the screen.
Oh wow! What episode are you on right now? What's the last thing you remember?
I think we're 7 in.
Okay. Outstanding. Well, you've made my day.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know how to react to that really, and how to turn that around.
You don't have to.
I'm blushing. Oh my goodness. As cool as all that is, playing tabletop games is absolutely awesome, and we love doing it. And now you're getting to do it on a Twitch stream, kind of like we just gushed about each other a little bit. But you also, decided to do something a little more, I guess you'd say, off the beaten path that most people don't really do. And you have a very cool company called Spirit of the Wild, and you make some of the coolest candles I've seen in a long time. Can you tell me a little bit about like what started that for you? Like, how did you come into that?
What started it?
Yeah.
So we were Rennies for years. My wife and all our friends. I'd say probably for the last 16 years we've been going to festivals.
And for those of you who don't know what a Rennie is, or a Renner, depending on who you talk to, that's a Renaissance fair and a person who goes to those or works those a lot. So, all right. So you were at the so were you working them, or were you just attending like on the regular, like super fans?
Early on, just attending.
Mm-hmm.
We were just there as some patchwork pirates. building our own costumes. Every year we'd try something new, and we were slowly getting better and better, and getting to know all the different people who worked at the fairs and ran the shops, and getting to know everyone. Mm-hmm. And so every time you leave fair, there's always that pause of, I could do that. I could work fair. I could travel the States. We could do this. And it was during one of those conversations a friend brought up, let's see what we can do. Mm-hmm. All of us, if I was, let's pick a skill that we have. Let's see the prospect of, building up a shop out there. And so that's what we worked on.
Is there a big Ren Fair presence in Texas?
We have the largest in the United States. Now that you ask,
no idea.
Texas Renaissance Festival. It is gigantic. It is a city out in the middle of nowhere, basically.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'll probably wind up taking a journey sometime. And I know that actually went off this year too, if I recall.
This is going to be the first year we did not attend.
Yeah, but
since we've
I do know that they stayed open, whereas the ones out here on the East Coast all shut down. I was very surprised.
I'm surprised they did do. I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm going to assume it wasn't in its full glory.
No, it probably wasn't. But so you went to the Texas Ren Fair and then a couple other ones. Did you travel?
Yeah, we hit up most of the fairs within the state. There's quite a few. There's I gotta forget them. We have Sherwood that opened a few years prior. Oh, I'm gonna forget. That is shameful. The amount of fairs I've been to, I've forgotten the names of them.
So all the fairs you hit were only in Texas for the most part.
Most of them were. Every once
Wow.
in a while, we would stretch out of state, but there's
Okay.
like 4 or 5 fairly large, reasonably sized fairs
Okay.
in the state.
Wow, I'm impressed. I had no idea there were that many in Texas, but I suppose I shouldn't be because it's a huge state. Um, so as you put that together, you decided to go with candles, and that was the big push, and you
That
started
was
out doing Rin shops.
that was my push. Like, we had someone, doing, a bit of leatherworking, bit of, woodwork,
Hmm.
jewelry, this, and I go, well, what can I do? Candles. I like candles. I look in my house and I have candles everywhere. Yeah, I suppose I could probably make those. And that began the journey, as simple as that.
And your candles are made out of palm wax and beeswax. They're all natural candles.
Correct.
There's no petroleum based product or anything like
No
that in it.
petroleum. I do
Um,
want to point out real quick that
mhm.
the palm wax is responsibly sourced. It's a
Responsibly
big
sourced.
concern with a lot, and
Okay.
it is. Well, we'll say local. Is local still acceptable when it's like a 6-hour drive?
If it's still in Texas.
Then yes,
Yeah.
locally sourced
Yeah. Um,
wax.
okay. Outstanding. And how did you learn to make candles? Like, what was that like? Did you like basically stick a bunch of stuff in a microwave and ruin a few things, or what'd you do to learn to do this?
Um, Lots and lots and lots of failures in research. Um, Basically, kind of creating my own double boilers and stoves,
Hmm.
and experimenting through that. But I mean, you're not wrong. It was a lot of what happens if I do this?
Hmm.
Oh, nothing. What happens if I do that? And it explodes in your face, and you run
Oh,
around blind with wax in your eyes. So it
oh,
takes a lot of
oh
trial
my.
and error.
That sounds painful. That sounds very painful.
But it teaches you. It teaches you.
Yeah, it teaches you very painfully. So,
The Loki logs are the most guilty of this
oh really? Okay, so
because
throw those
in
in
the
the
product.
fireplace. Got
Well,
it.
in the no, not when they're made, they're perfectly safe and fine.
Uh,
But it's one of those things where you try to take it out of the mold.
mhm.
If you do it too early, you are gonna,
Oh, it's gonna be painful. Okay. Okay. And how long does it typically take you to make, if you make a candle from start to finish, typically how long does that take?
the way we do it, it's about 3 hours to make.
Wow. Is there anything you want to tell us about that process, or is that, behind closed doors, or how does that
I
work for you
mean,
guys?
we can. I mean, if you look at, I'm gonna go and
Oh no,
grab.
we're nerding it up here, bro. Like it's okay. Oh, the D20
So
candle. Yeah.
if we see all of those layers,
Mm-hmm.
color, those are individual different pours.
Oh
So it's
wow.
me
Okay.
adjusting the mold, doing a slight pour, letting it cool, adjusting, pour, cool. So it takes a fair amount of time to create the more intricate styles.
Yeah. And when you do that, are you doing like a whole bunch at the same time, or are you doing one at a time? You're probably doing a whole bunch at multiple
Um,
molds simultaneously with
not
pours.
not as many as I'd like to be running at a time.
Okay, that's fair.
It's generally only a handful at a time.
Okay.
Probably 5 candles at a time. I don't.
So it's very boutique.
It is very much so.
Okay. Outstanding. That's absolutely cool. Um, of all the candles that you make, and we're probably showing some right now, if I recall correctly, what is your favorite candle that you make right now?
Hmm. Which child is my favorite child?
Good call. Good call.
Um, I gotta say out of design because it's definitely different than our other ones. It's our iron from ice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because I have them here. Because it's a very different pouring technique.
Oh wow, very round. It almost looks like a planet, and it's
Yeah,
like mixed together. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So inside, once it's burning, eventually it'll just be this molten iron color
Oh
that'll be
really?
pouring out. Yeah, the core itself is a different scent and different color.
Oh, so as it goes through, it gets to the inner colors, and that's actually pretty cool. That's actually really cool. I'm impressed. I could never do that.
Oh, you definitely could. You just burn yourself for many times
A
and eventually
lot,
figure it out.
a lot of burning, and Ren fairs are also known for after parties and hot wax and all sorts of other fun stuff. So
You are not wrong.
um, chasing back to because obviously these candles are amazing, and if you go onto Amazon, you can find them. Just look up Spirit of the Wilds candles. Is there any other place you can find these?
You can also find them at Etsy under that name.
Etsy under Spirit of the Wilds, and we'll link that in chat for everybody. As you did this and you made these things and you traveled to Ren fairs, at what point did you decide to go online and do this? And at what point did you decide, or was it almost instantaneous for you to do D20s and other TTRPG themed stuff too?
As far as the fairs, we didn't travel with the fairs. We would go to, our local ones and be there for the time and, set up shop and then, head back home. We had friends that were, living the life of, on to New Mexico now and drive,
Yeah.
sun.
The nomad lifestyle of a runner sometimes. Yeah.
I don't think I could do it anymore, but it was tempting at the time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there was these big stretches, of the years where we would do, other conventions, Celtic festivals and, other different fairs in the area. But there were still these big stretches of time that there was nothing going on around us.
Mm-hmm.
So that really did the draw as far as, finally setting up online.
And has that worked out for you? You're pretty excited with your online presence and how that's
very much so.
Yeah.
It's so much better than I could have ever asked for or expected.
Yeah. From your perspective, if you had to do it over again, is there anything you do differently in terms of the candle stuff?
Short of putting my face so close to a unready candle.
Yeah, that's obviously a good lesson learned.
No, it's been such a door opener.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to meet so many amazing people doing it. It's when we started, really selling online and selling the D20s and the other, TTRPG stuff related to. All of my gameplay was still in person, with my friends. It was, still this little, close knit group.
Mm-hmm.
But by, going out there online and being that presence and talking to these people, I've got to meet so many awesome people and get to play and join in so many other games. It's just been so awesome.
I gotta say that playing in games has been the greatest learning experience about other people that I've ever had. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's
with all of this. At what point did the things like the D20 candle and stuff start to emerge as a idea or of a product?
It was actually pretty early.
I mean, a lot of D&D and fantasy players are going to Ren fairs. That's not a doubt, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is, peas in a pod for that one.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty early as far as the candling went. I'd say maybe after a year and a half of working with it,
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine just gave me this giant, D20. Just been, see if you can make a mold out of this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Got to working and figured it out after enough trial and errors and, built my first mold.
Yeah.
Made my first D20 candle and went, oh, the world needs this. I must,
Yeah.
And it went from there.
Well, I can tell you that I'm going to be using some of these for stocking stuffers. There's some of the coolest stuff to send to friends, and this year's for holidays. You can't really beat it. The size is right, the price is right. It's perfect for that as far as I'm concerned. And then I know so many of my friends will love to get these, themed D20 candles that we plan to send out. So, where can we find you on social media, by the way?
You can definitely look up Spirit of the Wilds candles. On Twitter, it's Spirit O the Wilds. So there's a nice little bit of Irish twinge to it there.
Okay.
Because I ran out of space.
All right. And for Instagram?
Instagram, it's going to be Spirit of the Wilds candles.
Of the Wilds. Okay. All right.
We've kept with the theme and we've gone strong.
Okay. Outstanding.
I do also want to point out real quick, because I know I'm apt to forget. Portion of proceeds from every single order go to animal charities.
Outstanding. who doesn't want to help happy animals or even sad animals or animals in general, right? We always want to take care of our furry friends whenever we can.
Well, I got the druid heart there, so it would not be proper.
Do you do a lot of cosplay as well, by the way?
Yeah, we've done it over the years. I mean,
yeah, if you're renting,
Ren Fair, it's always a given, but we've done a couple different other conventions where we decked out.
Yeah. What's your favorite outfit for that stuff? What do you do?
I'm gonna go for the Rennie, and I'm gonna go pirate. We've done Vikings, we've done assassins, we've done rogues. Pirate is the best one because nobody expects you to be civilized.
Absolutely.
They're you can wander around, drunk as a skunk, belting out whatever you like, and by and large they're gonna go, "Oh my God, he's so in character."
He's so in character.
Oh, yeah. Perfect pirate. Oh,
meanwhile, 3 shots of rum later. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Well, thank you so much for coming out and talking with us today. Again, you can find them at Spirit of the Wilds on Twitter, Spirit of the Wilds Candles on Instagram, and you can find them on Etsy at Spirit of the Wilds Candles, and on Amazon, just look up Spirit of the Wilds Candles, which is how we found them. Highly recommend you check out Bran and his amazing products. And Bran, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
You've been amazing and very entertaining, I might add too.
Too kind.
Yeah, and remind me to slip you a 20 for all those nice things you said about us.
Yes. The drop-off place.
Yeah. It's at Spirit of the Wilds Candles.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much. But if you'd met somebody there and you're kind of just getting to know them and stuff like that, and you're talking about what you do, that's generally speaking what we do, man. So we don't go, "Hey, welcome. Yeah, we're going to talk about Spirit of the Wild Candles. And here, welcome on FM 103.5, rockin' Fair Radio. Here we go." No, it's nothing like that at all.
That's what I wanted. I wanted Casey Kasem belting out about
"Hey, and now the top 40 candle makers of all of the TTRPG space. Here we go." No, it's nothing like that.
Number 1 with a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't for those crazy kids. So generally speaking, we
I appreciate that you knew that reference.
Oh yeah.
Shaggy.
Oh yeah. Casey Kasem? Absolutely. All right, guys. So it looks like the interview went well with Bran. You guys made a lot of really interesting commentary, and I really appreciate the yep, definitely some audio. Sorry about that, guys. Definitely some great things to hear from you guys about on Bran himself. Bran is awesome. I love working with Bran. I look forward to talking to Bran more, and we're probably going to talk to him about or have him on a panel when we bring in some other stuff too, hopefully. So again, check him out, Spirit of the Wilds Candles. We linked their stuff on Amazon recently, but hey, we're gonna drop it back in there just one more time for you guys, so you guys will have a copy of that. Boom, and there we go. All right, so give that a check when you get a chance. You can find them on Amazon. That's where they sell everything that they've got. You can find them on Spirit of the Wilds on Twitter and Spirit of the Wilds on Instagram, or Spirit of the Wild and Spirit of the Wild on Instagram. So give them a shout. Tell them that we sent you, and check them out. So as we go in through the rest of the day, we're going to be checking out Incarnate here shortly. So just give us a quick 1-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to check out Incarnate, and we're going to make some maps. Okay, we're back. Hey guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to be switching over to Incarnate. Let me pull up my host display. So we're going to be doing some really cool stuff to check out the map making software for Incarnate. So let me make a quick adjustment here of my screen. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be showing off Incarnate's map making tool. Incarnate was one of our sponsors, and we were already using the software. We thought it was that great. So when we reached out to them for sponsorship, they were really gracious enough to grant us a few digital codes for a 1-year sub. So, all right, so let's see here. So this is the Incarnate screen, which we've shown once before, but I need to make a map today of a cemetery or a graveyard, depending on how you want to look at it. So as we do this, hold on one second here. There we go. Also, while we were on break, we managed to also get a hold of Streamlabs, and Streamlabs was really cool and awesome, and they helped us out because they gave us some information we needed. Boom. Okay, looks like you guys can see me now. Checked everything. Everything looks good. Okay, sorry about that. Looks like we had a little bit of a technical glitch, so I'm not sure what happened. Switching back to this real quick and making a slight adjustment. Bear with me as we get this resolved. Give me a look here. All right, you guys can see me and hear me, it looks like. So thanks very much for checking us out. All right, we're going right back into Incarnate. Apologies for the technical goblin issues that occurred just now. We'll definitely figure this out and get it fixed. But we've got Incarnate up. Incarnate is a map-making tool that's web-based that allows you to make all sorts of different maps, both landscape maps for just showing an gazetteer-like look, that are almost artful in the way they can be put together, all the way down to highly graphical renderings of battle maps that you can play any number of different ways. So we're going to get started. I was going to make a graveyard. I just want to thank Incarnate for their sponsorship when they provided us some tools and some subscriptions to give away as prizes during our charity drive. And for those of you who are checking us out for the first time, we are running the final week of our charity drive to Operation Supply Drop. If you can, please donate. Even $5 helps to Operation Supply Drop for getting supply drops to troops in faraway places, as well as veterans here at home. So let's see here, Operation Supply Drop. So I kind of put some quick notes together on what I was trying to do with the graveyard. As I go, I'll kind of talk through some of that. And if you have ideas from the chat, I would definitely love to see some of those as well. So please, thanks for hanging out. We're going to keep this going here and start off. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of set the tone here. I'd like to get a graveyard-esque style look. And I think some of that is based on the grass that we got. I kind of want a long, lonely style. And I'm going to make the brush even larger just to do this really quick. And you can see how this works. This is a green leafy area that looks really kind of like a fall look to it. And with a brush this size, I should be able to just change the color relatively quickly here. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. All right, so from here, we've got all this done. This is the next step, is we're going to switch textures a little bit. Actually, we're not going to deal with the textures. We're going to look at the object here and take a look at actually grid. I like to set my grid early because that's what works really well. So first we're going to show grid. I think this grid works for a 5-foot grid for a larger area. Should work well. So now switching over, I'll get to trees here in a minute. But first, I actually want to set the tone with the graveyard itself. So we're going to set some tombstones in, and really just go ahead and get right into setting up the graveyard itself. What do we have here? Perfect. These work. Pillars, graveyard statue, cornerstones. Here we go. Some other gravestones. Okay, we'll start with this one. So we're going to create the... No, we're not going to randomize the angle. We're going to randomize the stamps, however. And the reason I'm going to do the randomized stamps is I really want to make these, well, smaller and different. So each one of these is roughly 5 feet wide, so about the size of a plot. So by placing them every so many, every other square here, we're getting a really good look in terms of how that goes. So apologies for those of you who saw the technical difficulties. We're back online. So and then there we go. I think we'll move that next one there. All right. And you can see the different looks there as we go. All right. And some more space. Let's see here. And some final lines here. All right. From here, we're also going to add a few broken ones in because that adds a nice change of look throughout the area as we do this. So let's switch over to some of those. Go back to the catalog. We can scroll over to here. Of course, we'll randomize some of those as well. We can place those in random spots that were left open, not necessarily by accident. And what those do is create a really nice effect as various different tombstones are placed in as well. Now I can switch back because I have them both here. I can add a few more as I go. And then I can do one more for the broken right here. Go back to a few more solid and just fill it in. All right, now from here, what I want to do is also select just a few other options as well. There are going to be some of the occasional tombs here as well. Oh, what do we got here? There we go. I have to shut that down. Again, I'm going to also shrink these down to about, see how that looks. Yeah. So we'll have one of these right here. And one spaced 10 feet apart there. The next thing I want to do is I want to have a couple mausoleums in here as well. Let's see here. What I may also do is there we go. Fenced in area should be set up with those posts, with intermediary posts of course set up as well. There we go. Let's see what else we can do to get some building here for this graveyard. Yep. Wow, those candles were already sold out. I'm really impressed. I can't believe that they already sold out. And at the same time, can you find better stocking stuffers than that? Probably not. So, oops. Let's see here. I'm gonna hit save. We're gonna call this the graveyard. One of the important things to do in Incarnate is to make sure you're saving in between your steps, and that was about 72 steps it said. So, oh yeah, I've still got a few more of these to do. Alrighty. Now, I'm not entirely sure why that does that way, but I think what we're going to do... Alright, that's been saved. So now let's add some fencing between this, just to kind of get the fencing set up. There we go. And I may leave that open there for a gate. There we go. What else do you guys think we should add to this graveyard as we go? Feel free to give commentary. I would love to hear what you guys think would be a good fit for a graveyard battle map. Yep. Getting these fences in can be a little bit of a chore, but hey, they're kind of worth it. And then if I want to change the angle of it, I can just go right here, hit 90, and it now has rotated 90 degrees to allow me to now flip real quickly to the next side as well, which kind of is helpful when you're trying to get stuff done at the exact angle you want it to quickly. Action Sturge, yeah. Incarnate has been wonderful. We really like the team over there. They've been really awesome to talk to. Absolutely genius, every one of them. And if you like the music, check out tabletopaudio.com. We support them. You should too. Well, we can't say enough nice things about Tabletop Audio. And the fence will be done here shortly. All right, that takes care of the fence. All right, let's go to the stamp here. Let's see what other options we've got here. Actually, no, just curved. 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, they've got lights. Broken walls and everything. Oh my goodness. All this cool stuff. Oh my. Well, there is one other trick I wanted to add. Actually, two. One was the caretaker's house, and the other, well, a mausoleum. Let's see what half that size looks like. Ooh. This looks rather perfect. And then, of course, the caretaker's house, which we're going to switch to this. All right. From there, we're going to add a door to the mausoleum. Actually, we're going to add some decorative elements to the mausoleum. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to add 90. No, we didn't mean to do that to this. There we go. Now we're going to switch that around to 0. Then we're going to switch it to 90 again. Okay, and because it fits right there, put it right at that corner. Then switching it to 180. Oops. Oops. You got to do this in the right order, guys. That's the only catch here. And then finally 270. All right, now we're going to make some quick adjustments to these as well. And some slight adjustments make all the difference graphically and also make it look really good. It's those finer details on the map that bring it out. There it is. Now from there, we are going to add a door. A beamless stone door. Boom. Okay. Now, switching gears a little bit, we're going to get this to fit the screen. We're going to come right back in here, and we're going to add a wooden door. The reason a wooden door would be on this is the caretaker's house. Haha. And we will place this right here for now. We'll switch this to 90 and it fits. Ta-da! Oops. There we go. Now, some things aren't quite right? Because this person doesn't have a dirt floor. Let's make a couple quick adjustments here with the brush tool. We're going to change the texture to something a little more palatable. What do we got here? Probably something more along that line. Ooh, better make the brush a little smaller. That's about right. Ooh. No. I'm going to redo that. Brush size can be 50. Opacity. Softness. What else are we doing here? How do I get that to be smaller? I know there's a way to do it. Opacity. I think we're going to switch it. Size, opacity, advanced settings. Oh, the density's not there. We're going to switch this one out to something different then. We'll go with that. There we go. And from within, you now have a stone floor. Switching over to our mausoleum, we're going to go a little more solid this way. Probably something a little more, well, mausoleum-esque. How's that look? Exactly, right? And just for fun, we're going to put something in there. What can we do to add the creepy factor a little higher, maybe? Perhaps an open coffin? And if we do that, why not go the extra mile and just make this door, well, slightly ajar? Oops. Let's do it that way. There we go. And if the door is slightly ajar, giant spiders? Ooh. Well, the thing about placing monsters on the actual map is those are things that should actually be placed on the map during combat. You don't want to place a creature on the map that's static at that point and can't be moved away. But I could place spider webs, and I think that's a great idea. So let's try some spider webs while we're at it. I'm betting there's some webs here too. Let's see here. They've got a search tool. Maybe that'll help us out. There they are. What are my choices? Oh, I like that. Let's see what else we got here. There we go. Let's see what we can do to rotate this way. There we go. What else we got for shapes? Oh, that's a nice one. There we go. What do you think, guys? Good webbing? All right. Let's see what else we can do here. Moving that. See what other weird creepiness we can pull out of here. Well, for the caretaker's house, we should probably add a fireplace and some furniture, right? I mean, he's got a house. He should at least have some things. So maybe he has a quaint single house here. What else has he got here? Well, let's start with small trap door, perhaps. And then from there, let's see here. A nice quaint table. Fit to screen. Let's see, zoom it in here a little more. So he's got a nice quaint little table. What else can we do here? A fireplace. Because cooking is a necessity. And from that fireplace, we also have a chimney. Where's the chimney? There's the chimney. Boom. And I can also bring up that layer so it shows a little better. There we go. And What size bed should he have? Books. Books are a good choice. I think we'll go with some books. Let's do some books. Actually, let's look at this again. I want to actually put that one in because for whatever reason the fire is out. All right. Some books. Let's see what kind of books. Like books on the table or bookshelf? Bookshelf. His most prized possession were his books. Okay, on the shelf. Let's see here. We'll even put a book on the table, perhaps. There we go. To go with that, it's time we look at beds. And then from there we go back in and we get the bedside table. He had one on each side because he liked to do a lot of reading. And since it's a bedside table, we might as well put one of these books right by the bedside. Go. And we'll shift this by 35 degrees. There. Perfect. Thoughts? Anything else that should be weird inside this place? What would really speak to a caretaker's house? See here. Let's do some barrels. Let's see here. Let's see what else we can look here. Perfect. $25. And we'll do this at 90 degrees. And what this will let us do is have a stack of firewood that fits. There we go. There's a stack of firewood. Shovel of grave digging. You know what? A shovel, some tools. Ursa Majoris, you are a genius. Let's hit save real quick. As it saves, let's go find our tools. You know, it's a shame these trees don't have cinnamon. Let's see here. Shovels. Ah, well, first he's going to need a cart for all those bodies. He keeps that to the back so as to not creep people out. Let's see here. Shovels. Well, we got pickaxes. Ah, there's a shovel. We'll keep that right there. And let's see here. Definitely gonna need the pickaxe. Let's see here. We'll keep the axe right there on top of the wood because that fits really nicely there. What else we need, guys? Chest. Boom. Actually, we'll do that at a 180. Screw it, I'll do it manually. Okay. You know, you'd think the guy would have a rug. We'll get to the big tree here in a second. Where's the rugs? There we go. There you go. It's not pretty, but it's his rug. What else should we do here? Come on, guys. Give me some inspiration. Here we go. Hmm. You'd think there'd be some plates around here somewhere. There we go. Anything else, guys? Come on now. We've added in shelves, rugs, furniture. Where'd this guy go? We need to hint that something is amiss. Perfect. Now, how do I make that rug show better? Simple put, the blood's not showing through the rug because the rug is set to level 3. Boom. There we go. Don't know how that happened, but we shall solve it quickly. There we go. And there you have it. A graveyard, a mausoleum, and some creepiness ready to go. So how do we add some more to this? Well, the final steps would be to add a little bit of trail in here going to and from. So what we're going to do that is, oh, well, you know, actually, just to make sure we do this right, I'm going to move this back just a little bit. But because of that, we now have to make some other adjustments. One, we're going to take the paintbrush tool and we're going to fix all this right here. And then we're going to switch over to this and fix it all back here. Ta-da. Switch back real quick, just do a little touch up right there. Boom. Solved. Okay, so we've got blood splatter pulling off of the bed, out the door. We need to get a little something that looks like a road. It's got a good road-like look to it. Get a couple bare ones in here where people were recently buried. One of the things I learned visiting some old cemeteries is that oftentimes there is a trail that runs around the outer perimeter of a lot of those places, because the caretakers often walk the perimeter to make sure that nothing happens. Captain Slaymore, glad to have you here. The program that we are using is called Incarnate. You can check it out at incarnate.com. Definitely check it out. It's inkarnate.com. When you get a chance, definitely check it out. And so from there, we have created a cemetery that works really, really well. Again, just a little bit more on the trails here. Boom. I think I'm going to just do a smidge here. I'm going to go slightly smaller with the brush size. And I'm going to muddy up some of the trail a little bit here. Including on this side here as well. Just to thin it down just a smidge. And I spent a lot of time in, a little bit of time in some cemeteries out in Massachusetts, which have some very, very old cemeteries that were quite interesting. And you can see some of the headstones there are older than the country is itself. And it's just amazing seeing the stonework and some of the stuff in those old cemeteries. There we go. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom this in for you so you can see the actual cemetery itself even better. So bear with me as I do this. Some of the other aspects on the sides are going to disappear here. And if I can get it to work, there we go. So just do a quick save. So you can now see the cemetery itself a little better, and as well as inside the mausoleum. It's a great way to make a battle map that might be interesting. What are they going to come across? So you have a party that'll come across possibly something that have led them to this cemetery in the first place, as well as, well, when they come to the caretaker's house, it's abandoned and old bloodstains are on the floor. leading out. Now, where does it lead? Who knows? But just as importantly, if they check, they'll find the doors ajar to the old mausoleum, and one of the caskets has the door or the lid removed, and the body inside is missing. What, pray tell, was in there, and more importantly, where is it now? So you have a great little encounter that could also occur at the actual location. So as the battle map gets released, they will have probably already checked out both the mausoleum and the caretaker's house, and then whatever it is in the scary cemetery will be there. Just a couple other things I can add for interest. Taking a look here at some of the different options. Actually, I don't need to look at that as much as I need to look at, which I don't know how much you're going to be able to see it, but there you go. One of the other things we can add to this is actually some flowers or remnants left behind by the people who've come to visit their loved ones. I think that'd be a pretty cool effect. Oh, how about an old tree or two? Let's see what we got here. Here we go. It's kind of wintry, so let's try it with that. Let's go bigger. There we go. Tree in this corner. Perhaps a tree here. Tree there. And off in the distance, a tree right over here. There we go. Actually, I'll remove 2 of these. That one. And I'll swap it over for that tree right there, with some of the branches hanging over the top there. There we go. Old tree. All right, guys. Well, anything else we should add, guys and gals? Looking for some kind of like plants that would fit. I guess I'm not seeing them. Just as a final touch. Some old grasping vines. Not quite that large. There we go. Just adds a little bit of color there. Hit save. What else we got? Anything else tonight? No. Okay. Well, guys, awesome time tonight. Thank you so much for watching as I created yet another battle map. This one will probably be available. We'll probably give it away for free on Patreon. So check it out when you get a chance. And, well, thanks a lot for a great evening. Really appreciated your time tonight as we went over both all the cool sales that are going over today, our interview with Bran from Spirit of the Wild Candles, and we really enjoyed talking to him. He's a great guy, and these interviews will be uploaded in our YouTube playlist as well. So if you're not familiar with our YouTube channel, definitely go check it out. Please like and subscribe all the videos that you see there, and give them a watch. Our live plays, all of our interviews and reviews will be there, as well as the Games Tavern Happy Hour, and That Minis Paint Show, the Velkin Weave, and Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction, as well as some of our short shots that we put together as well for a variety of different systems, including Dungeons & Dragons. So tomorrow, the Velkin Weave will be on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so give them a watch. And if you are unfamiliar with our charity, please check out our charity, Operation Supply Drop. Please support them. Operation Supply Drop, helping 1.5 million veterans since 2010. Couldn't ask for a better charitable group to work with and support. If you can, please give them a little bit of support. We are just at $530. Let me double check that to make sure we're still there. Yep, $530. If we can just get $70 more, we're going to give away a Talon and Claw Siege screen. It's worth over $110. Definitely give it a chance when you get a shot. Even $5 helps the charity. And then as a final note, please check out our Patreon. To get to support us even further, you can check out a lot of cool things and get a lot of cool stuff back. So, alrighty. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.